Hey folks, it's Patriot Nurse, and in today's segment, I want to give you guys an Ebola update and kind of some practical steps to take here. So first off, I'm sure most of you know by now, it seems like everybody knows and everybody is talking about it, that Ebola, the first case has been diagnosed here in the United States in Texas. And I want to kind of demystify some stuff here and also kind of deconstruct some of the arguments that are being put out there. So first things first. I'm still not at the point where I'm like, okay, this is pandemic level threat. Not there yet. And neither is the CDC or the World Health Organization. So the governing bodies, or I guess not governing bodies, but the bodies that have the greatest medical consensus and the eyes on and the intel are basically saying at this point that they don't believe that this is a pandemic yet. And while it is a problem, it hasn't escalated to the level of being clear, pressing, immediate threat and danger for people here in the United States. Okay, so first things first. I think this is what I'm seeing right now. Okay, and what I'm seeing when I'm looking online and kind of reading stuff is there's a lot of fear, and there's also, I think, some unrealistic consumption that's being driven. The first thing is, let me just call this one like it is, guys. The purchasing of hazmat suits and this, that, and the other related to, higher echelon containment of this stuff, I think it's ridiculous. And let me tell you why. Just because you have one suit, right, and, a full like gown, mask, all that stuff, those are disposable. They are meant to be used for a limited amount of time. They have a shelf life here, right? They're meant to be used and then disposed of properly. But something I think we have to understand as well, all this personal protective equipment, right? All this gear that isn't going to do you any good in an Ebola outbreak, right? Unless you have control zones of hot, warm, and cold, right? Unless you understand how to set up a makeshift infrastructure for containing, things like this. All the personal protective equipment, the advanced personal protective equipment in the world is not really going to help you. Okay. Let's also talk about some practical things here that we can do. Ebola, while it is being studied right now, and while because there are more infections being diagnosed, the body of evidence is growing, right? The body of data points that we have to be able to look at the stuff. There's still much about Ebola that we don't understand, right? So I think a healthy level of humility is good. It seems like when you look online, everybody and their brother is an expert. And I'm sitting here like, okay, just like you read stuff that people say, and it's like clearly their information is not correct. So let me just encourage you guys just to be discerning with what you're reading and where you're getting your information from. That being said, let me talk about some things that I think are good to store. The first thing is I actually do think it's a good thing to store masks, and not for perhaps the reason that you're thinking. Ebola at this point officially has not become airborne yet. So I think we need to kind of be looking forward, looking ahead of things. I don't think that it's going to become this terrible, airborne pandemic, behold a pale horse type of thing. It could be, and I could be just completely wrong, but I don't think it's going to be doing that yet, for sure, with the data and the evidence that I'm seeing. I do think it's a good thing to store masks, though, because number one, people tend to buy things anyway based on a reaction, which will in turn deplete the supply and subsequently drive up the price of these, okay? We are going to be entering into flu season and infectious respiratory disease here quite shortly, within the next few months, okay? So I think it's a good thing to have masks anyway. And what masks specifically are we talking about here? There's N95, but it's kind of up in the air as to whether or not that's going to be effective against Ebola because of the size of Ebola. N100s and P100s are recommended. But the thing is, these more expensive and heavy hitting respirators are, they cost more for people, right? And we have to be cognizant of the fact that these respirators have a set usage life as well, right? You can't just wear the same one for days and days and days and days and days on end, right? They have to be regularly changed out. This is the drawback with personal protective equipment like respirators and gloves and gowns, right? They have a limited useful lifespan, okay, and they have to be rotated. So personally, I think it's wise to store masks, and I'll put some links down in the description box for you guys. There is a toss up here. There's a balancing act that has to happen here because, for instance, N95s, while they may not be as effective at filtering out Ebola, right, they are effective at filtering the flu, okay? Something else to consider here too, that if you have a fixed amount of money to deal with, I tend to think of purchasing things like personal protective equipment or whatever. I tend to think of things as investments, that I make. They need to meet two specific criteria. One, they need to be minimally suited to the task, okay? And then two, they have to be durable or effective, right? With masks, you're not really going to have the durability factor. So the way that we mitigate that is to have a good quantity of them that can regularly be changed out. Because this is the thing, guys. Respirators with continuous wear, it depends on how saturated the external environment is that you're breathing from, how dirty the outside air is from outside of your mask. In some cases, they have a limited useful lifespan, N95s specifically, of between 3 and 4 hours, depending on the external contaminants, okay? So now that doesn't mean that they become completely useless, but they start to lose efficacy after continuous wear. So this is just something that we need to consider here, right? That if you're going to be purchasing these things, that just a box, like just a box of 5, that might not be enough. That supply might be artificially reassuring, right? So for me, I'm going to continue to buy masks. I just made another purchase. I just made another shipment order yesterday because I actually do think that the cost of respirators is going to go up because people are buying them like crazy. And then it could set us up for being at a greater risk of running shortages during flu season. So that's why I'm getting them now and not waiting. Buy while the price is low. Economics 101, supply and demand. Buy while it's cheap. Buy while it's plentiful. So do that. The other thing here to consider as well is that, at this point, Ebola is officially known to be spread through contact and through contaminated body fluid, right? So, there are natural limiting factors to this thing's ability to cause catastrophic damage. But again, with that, I think we need to have a healthy level of humility. And we have to recognize that science is evolving in this, okay, that it's constantly growing and changing, because until quite recently, Ebola had been, it definitely hadn't occurred in the numbers and level that it is now. And because of this, our data points, our ability to collect information was limited. But now, because more people are getting sick, we're starting to get more data points to be able to figure stuff out. So Semper Gumby, be flexible and be mentally looking for new information, and vetting your stuff too. Something else that I would do, I'm a big fan of essential oils anyway, because to me well, first off, they smell good, and everybody loves to smell good for sure. The second thing here is that many of these oils, right, exhibit very strong antiviral and antibacterial properties. I'll put a link down to the thieves oil, or this is generic thieves oil, I guess. But there are different formularies of essential oils that are basically intended to decrease the overall viral count around you, or when you're breathing it. They're formulated to do this. So whenever I travel through the airports, and I will be doing that in 3 days, I will be making a transatlantic flight. You can bet that I will be carrying that with me, and I make sure and regularly breathe thieves oil whenever I go through airports. But guys, when it comes right down to it, the KISS principle: keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple. And you're not stupid. I'm just saying in general. Yeah, not meaning to be rude or unkind to people, but keep it simple, right? Wash your hands. And that's a discipline, right? We forget, we get busy, we don't do it as much. I try and make the point in my mind whenever I'm on the airplane, in between transits, like going to the bathroom, shudder on an aircraft, or touching the handles of the seat or whatever. At transit points, wash your hands, okay, with soap and water if you can. Even if you can just bring a little water bottle with you and just wet your hands and just do something, that will cut down, right? That'll cut down on the malevolent nasties that can live on your skin. So practice good sanitation. And again, check your shoes at the door, drop your stuff at the door when you come in. Basically, just consider the outside world contaminated and drop your shoes, drop your stuff, like your purses, your backpacks, whatever, and go wash your hands first thing, right? And have, if you can, a regular schedule of disinfecting the high traffic points of your house, namely the refrigerator door, refrigerator door, the door handles of the bathroom, the toilet, the doors in and out of your house, your garage. Just kind of step back for a moment, take stock of your house and what's going on and where people spend time, right, and where they touch a lot, and then be regular about disinfecting them, right? You can disinfect with bleach water. There are different chemicals that you can use, but just be good about cleaning. Be good about cleaning. This is just a good principle anyway, but it'll serve you now especially. So I hope that was helpful for y'all. A little bit of chill factor. I'm not super worried at this point. I just think that we need to be vigilant and just keep our eyes open. So I hope it was helpful for y'all today. If you enjoyed the video today, please subscribe to me, like me on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter. Also, if you are interested in learning more about medical prep, then you need to come out to class. Come on out and join us. I make this statement, and it's totally true. I have the best networking of anybody in the preparedness industry, and it's true. And it's not because, oh, I'm so great. It's because my students, the people that come to my classes, are the cream of the crop and the salt of the earth. And it is a great place to meet people who are like-minded, who are not out of their minds, who have common interests, right? So come out to class. Consider that for sure. Consider bringing teams to class, like husband, wife, or whatever. Consider doing that, okay? Because it's not enough just to have one person trained. We really need to make sure that we've got at least two people here. Because what happens to one of your people if they're sick and they go down and the rest of your peeps in your group are sick, right? You need to have somebody who can kind of take up the slack there. So come out to class. Check out the website, www.ThePatriotNurse.com. Shoot, I wasn't supposed to say that. I was supposed to say just ThePatriotNurse.com. Whatever. You guys know how to type in a web address, so go ahead and do that. I'd love to see you guys in class. It's my personal invitation to you. Come on out. Love to see you. Love to hang out with you. Plus, we always go out to eat after class on Saturday night, and it's awesome. And I just got back from Texas, and it was a dream. Texas people are awesome. So I think that's enough for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, pay attention to your nutrition and your hygiene, and I'm going to be giving you guys updates from Israel when I'm over there. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Hope it was helpful for y'all. And for now, it's Patriot Nurse signing off, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Gonna try and contain this craziness. Okay. Fluff the hair like a winner. Fluff it. Yeah. Hey folks, it's Patriot Nurse, and in today's segment, I want to give you guys an Ebola update. Oh wow, that sounded really rednecky. Okay, let's try that again.